Fantasy Freaks and Geeks. What's going on? James Kell here with you. Today it is Wednesday when you are hearing me. We are gearing up for Thanksgiving. We are gearing up for a slate of football games on a Thursday. One of those games, it'll be Thursday night. It's going to feature the Green Bay Packers playing host to the Miami Dolphins. Now, we saw the Dolphins play pretty good football last week, and Tua, and especially Jalen Waddle, my God. What a resurgence, what a revival here for both those guys there in week number 12. I am here to play a little bit of weatherman going into week number 13. And of course, we have to focus in on the Miami Dolphins and in particular Tua Tagovailoa. Tua in the cold, it's not good, man. As a matter of fact, it's bad. I don't know if he is playable this week. I'm going to dive into some of these numbers. Now, going back to his collegiate days, Tua is 0-7 in games where the temperatures are below 40 degrees. So you're asking yourself, well, okay, what's it going to be when the Dolphins play the Packers on Thursday night? It is supposed to be a brutal 26 degrees with wind chill making it feel like 18 degrees at kickoff. It gets colder as the night wears on. There is a real chance for snow showers in this ball game as well. All right, now listen, we're not doing the whole win-loss thing, right? We're doing the whole fantasy football thing. What should we do with Tua Tagovailoa? What should we do with some of the passing assets like Tyreek Hill and especially Jalen Waddle? Had a huge game, monster game. Second most receiving yards of his career last week. Out of nowhere, out of absolutely nowhere. What are we doing with Jalen Waddle here in week 13? Well, statistically, Tua he's not been good. According to Colin Cowherd, in the 8 games where the temperatures have dipped below 50 degrees for Tua Tagovailoa, a 57% completion percentage, that's bad. And he's got more picks than touchdowns, man. 9 touchdowns versus 12 interceptions in those 8 games. So again, if we're keeping track, if we're averaging here, he's averaging 1.13 touchdowns per game and 1.5 interceptions per game. That's not good. That is not good at all. And it's going to be brutally cold on Thursday. Right? And you add in the fact that Green Bay, from a matchup perspective, man, they have been tough against opposing quarterbacks on the season, right? They have allowed the 8th fewest fantasy points per game to the quarterback position. When you factor all of that in, how can you not think we don't have a huge problem for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? Tyreek Hill, for whatever reason, was iced out of the offense last week. Pun fully intended. Now, Jalen Waddle, I mean, again, he went off. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not chasing those points. I am not chasing those points. I think Tyreek Hill is still a top 20-ish wide receiver. Oh, by the way, did you guys see? There was a user on Twitter /X that posted, that meme of that guy with his girlfriend and then looking backwards at some other girl that's passing by, right? And in that meme, Tua was the dude, and he's looking at Jonnu Smith, and the girl that he's supposed to be with who's offended is Tyreek Hill. Now, shoot, this is the crazy thing. Tyreek saw that and reposted it with the quote tweet of, yeah, basically, or something along those lines. You know what? I'm going to go find this thing. I had actually just retweeted this thing, right? So yeah, no, it's man. He had retweeted it with the comment, my exact thoughts, with a cry laugh emoji. All right. So take with that what you will, man. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Now that's like a version. That's like the 2024 version of the squeaky wheel. I mean, Tyreek's such a positive dude. I don't know if he's necessarily complaining, at this point, but shoot, I mean, he might be. I wouldn't be surprised to see some extra targets go his way. And what that means is that Jalen Waddle, most likely, I don't think there's going to be enough room on this, there's not enough meat on this bone to support Jonnu Smith, because Jonnu Smith apparently has to get his. Tyreek Hill, the check downs to Devin Achan, right? Where there's just not enough balls to go around, man. Now, can I also say this too? I get that Jonu's having a career resurgence and it's great, blah, 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 and it's good for him. It's great. It's great in fantasy. It's great. It's great. I love it. That being said, I can't be the only person that thinks, why are we, instead of targeting Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, why are we throwing checkdowns at such a high rate to Jonnu Smith? There's no way. And listen, don't get me wrong. Jonnu Smith is having a great year. But there just ain't no way we're running a productive offense through Jonnu Smith. There just is no way. I'm sorry, man. I don't buy it. I do not buy it. Anyways, whatever. Here we are. The year of our Lord 2024. Jonnu Smith is leading the way on a team with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Oh my goodness. Anyways, here we are. Okay, so again, not playing Tua. I'm playing Tyreek based off of volume. And you know what? Bold take, but this is why you come to the Sleeper King. I'm not playing Jalen Waddle either. I think I'm not chasing those points. I'm not going to do it. Obviously, you're playing Jonnu Smith as well. Okay, so let's go around the league, though. While I have my weatherman hat on, I might as well walk you through some of the other weather conditions, or notable weather conditions in the NFL here for week number 13. It is supposed to be 34 degrees in Kansas City. That's pretty low. In this instance, I don't think it really matters. Patrick Mahomes has played in cold weather. I think he's been fine. Maybe you downgrade Nuke Hopkins just a little bit because there is a chance for snow as well. So I do think we downgrade guys that are a little bit more downfield players. That would be, of course, Nuke Hopkins in that one. The Chiefs are taking on the Raiders. I mean, there's really not any Raiders you're playing. I mean, you're playing Jacoby Myers regardless. I don't think that. I mean, the dude saw 15 targets last week. You're not playing, Jacoby Myers. So you're throwing him out there. You're playing Brock Bowers, obviously. You're playing those two guys. So you're playing your guys. You're playing your Raiders. And for the most part, I think you're playing your Chiefs. Now, maybe we downgrade Nuke Hopkins if you've got another bench option that you like a little bit more than him. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, but if not, you're in a deeper, more competitive league and, there's no bye week. So, I mean, your bench is probably popping right now. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're like me and you're trying to roster 17 different backup running backs because you're just waiting on one guy to catch. Whatever. You guys don't want to know about my fantasy woes. Anyways, okay, so that's what it's going to be in Kansas City. 34 degrees, slight chance of snow showers as well. Hey, listen, it's going to be real cold in Cincinnati as well. Projected to be 29 degrees at kickoff, but wind chill is supposed to make it feel like the low 20s. All right. Also, some really concerning wind forecasts as well in this ball game with gusts up to 15, 16 miles per hour. Now, 15, 16, that's not huge. But as you guys know, weather can change here and it can go either way, right? This game is like, it seems like an eon away, right? Like it's going to be happening on Sunday, right? So those wind gusts can be stronger. It can be lower. It might not be an impact at all. But I would say this, though, if it notches up just a little bit, let's say it gets up to 20 miles an hour, I think that's going to have a much bigger impact on Cincinnati than it will Pittsburgh. But it will have a big impact on both teams, don't get me wrong, because both of these teams love to launch it deep, right? With wind, 20 mile per hour gusts, that's not good. And let me also say this, Joe Burrow, I love Joe Burrow. Everyone loves Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's going off this year, but he doesn't have the biggest arm in the world, right? If those wind gusts do get up there into those 20s, I think that will impact Joe Burrow a lot more than it will Russell Wilson. That being said, Russell Wilson has been getting by on these, moonshot prayer balls deep down the sideline to Pickens. If you take that away from his game, what does he have left? What does Russell Wilson have left if he's not throwing just moonshot prayer balls up to George Pickens? Not much. Let's be real, not much. So that's why I'm saying if the wind does get up there, guys, this game could get pretty ugly. I mean, shoot, we're talking game in the 20s, right? Cincinnati taking on Pittsburgh, man. This is the most AFC North game that we could find. And if that's the case, this game's going to end up being 13-10. You know what I mean? I'm downgrading Jamar Chase. I'm downgrading T. Higgins. I'm downgrading George Pickens. Just because, again, it's an AFC North battle. Wind, possible snow, cold conditions. Man, none of that's looking good. So I will downgrade them just a bit. I'm not saying bench them. Obviously, you're playing Jamar. You're playing T. Higgins. Okay, you're playing George Pickens. I'm just saying we do have to downgrade our expectations for those players just a little bit. Okay, finally, Sunday Night Football. Oh, man, it's such a good one on paper. Niners versus the Bills. And, man, this game should be lit. This game should be dope. It should be awesome. But we don't know what's going on with Brock Purdy. This game could get ugly. And man, the conditions, the conditions are bad, man. Wind chill is supposed to drive down temperatures into the mid-teens. Oi. Snow showers are likely as well in this game. Given the quarterback situation there for the San Francisco 49ers, I don't even know if it's going to be Brandon Allen, for goodness sakes, but whoever it's going to be, given the quarterback situation, I want absolutely no piece of Debo. Put him on your bench. Not only am I downgrading, I'm not playing Debo. I'm not playing Jawan Jennings. Kittle is still in play because of volume. Okay. And CMC obviously still in play because, he's a running back. He's going to get some stuff on the ground. Volume is going to be there for him as well. But man, the offense looked bad. I mean, bad last week. So we're lowering touchdown exposure overall, and the temperatures and the conditions, possible snow here. You can't feel great about any of your passing assets for San Francisco. And again, I don't think I am, talking out of turn by saying don't play Debo, by saying Jawan Jennings can be on your bench. You know what I'm saying? That being said, on the other sideline, I think Amari Cooper is, I don't know, the health concern, the weather concern, all that kind of stuff. And by the way, Buffalo's supposed to be a pretty big favorite in this game, right? Let's say they take a 13, 14 point lead and it's just all running backs from here on out. I think Amari Cooper is a borderline. Maybe we're not playing Amari Cooper either. Don't know about the health of Keon Coleman. So there's all of these factors working into play here in that Buffalo game. So yeah, that Sunday night game, 3 weeks ago, you put that on paper, baby. It's looking good. It's looking nice. As we approach here, as I'm recording on a Tuesday night, it's not looking as good. You know what I mean? It's not looking as good. We don't even know what the quarterback situation is going to be in San Francisco. The temperature's going to be in the mid-teens. By the way, you think Deebo Samuel, who played college ball at South Carolina, then went to San Francisco, you think you think his body's going to acclimate to temperatures in the low teens? Nah, man, ain't gonna happen, dude. I'm good. I am good. Anyways, so there you go. That's your show. I had to play weatherman for today's episode, which was a lot of fun. Did you guys know I used to do local news? That's a true story. I did local news for, 6-7 years to start my career, which is great. Anyways, this harkens back to those days when I had to do impromptu weather reports, going up on the freeway, getting blasted in the face by snow and rain and sleet and stuff like that. Anyways, whatever. Neither here nor there. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, man. I think this is the only, this is the only episode for the week. Enjoy family time, enjoy the turkey, enjoy whatever it is that you guys enjoy on Thanksgiving, and we will get back at it next week.